Hello, my loves. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Woo. So what I am doing, you guys, as you can see, I already got some face makeup on. If you can't tell, I do. Okay. And so I did my base first because I want this to be just strictly about the eyeshadow. We're going to feature the Colourpop California Love palette. Beautiful, beautiful neutral palette. Okay, beautiful browns, golds. Okay, beautiful. All right, so this is definitely a palette that, you know, all skin tones can get some good use out of. Okay, I just love this palette. I think it's perfect for the neutral girl, everyday work palette, going out palette, just anything, because there's so much shimmer in here, but there's also so much neutral and there's different tones, you know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit that you can do with this. It's also a good palette to maybe pair with a colorful palette. Maybe if you have, you know, a colorful palette that doesn't have some of the transitions or base colors that you need to get started, you can pair this with one of those. So, you know, it's very versatile. I think it retails. I will put the link down in the description so that you are able to just check it out. Go to Colourpop's website. They had some deals going on. So Colourpop always has some kind of deals going on. They're priced good anyway, regular price. I want to say this palette is about $16. I want to say this is $16 if I'm not mistaken, but I will definitely have the link in the description for you guys after this uploads, and I can add the link. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get a couple of my main eyeshadow brushes that I use. Where you at? Okay. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. It's a little warmer today than it was yesterday, but you know, I mean, it is getting to where fall season is coming. The summer is pretty much going away, so it's kind of sad because in the area that I live in, we don't have a lot of warm weather for too long. So while it's here, we kind of, you know, we kind of try to enjoy it while it's here. Where's my other one? That's another main brush that okay, here it is. Okay. All right. And I'm going to get this other brush real quick. Okay, boom. All right. So these are some of my main, oh wait, am I missing one? Some of my main brushes that I use when I do pretty much all my eyeshadow looks. It's always the ones that you're looking for that you can't find. Do y'all notice that? Or is it just me? Okay, there's one. All right. Okay, so basically what you want a giant shadow brush, okay? Like a large shadow brush. And this brush you want so that you can kind of lay the color down like all over your lid. This is what you're going to put, like, you know, if you're going to either set your concealer or your eyeshadow primer, or if you're going to lay like a flesh colored shadow down just to build your shadows up on top of. This is just a big large brush that it's easy. It gets you know, over a large area very quickly, and you can just lay the shadow down. Okay. The next one that you have is this large, it's kind of like a larger fluffy brush. And this is just for you to go ahead and start laying that transition shade down. You know, you're going up pretty much under your brow bone into your crease, maybe like a little bit over the brow bone, but you can get a large area really quickly. Your transition shade is another one that you're not trying to be too detailed with. You're going to get like a large area pretty quickly, and you want to be able to blend it out well. Okay, and then you go into a brush like this, where it is a smaller shader brush. But it can get into your crease. It can kind of get like a little bit more detailed. It's not going to touch a larger area, you can, you know, you can kind of keep your shadow controlled into the area that you want to keep it in, but you also want to be able to blend it out good with that fluffiness. This is another one like that. This is a brush that I like to pretty much kind of blend out your edges. You know, you go around the edge of the last shadow that you laid because you want to blend it out. You want it to seamlessly like kind of flow into each other. You don't want those harsh lines like bam, that's that color, bam, that's that color, you know, when you want like a nice ombre look. This one right here is like what I like to use to kind of go and smoke out the lower lash line. All right. This brush right here, I love this brush. It's nice, it's dense, it gives you that control. This is also a pretty large one that, you know, you can do your transition with. You can get a good blend, get good control. If maybe you went in too harsh with your color, this is a good brush that you can get that control and kind of like blend it out and kind of soften that color up. And then this brush is like a very little tiny dome shaped brush. And I like this for specifically like, you know, adding in that inner corner highlight or brightener that you do to kind of like widen your eye up. All right. So those are the brushes that I use pretty much on an every time basis when I'm doing my shadow. All right. So like I said, we're going to go in. This is like beginner friendly. These are pretty much beginner brushes. These with the white, with the wooden handle. These are Eco Tools. Okay, love Eco Tools. You can find Eco Tools at Walgreens, at Walmart, Rite Aid, CVS, TJ Maxx. This one is one that I got in my subscription box. This is by Luxie Brushes. It's called a taper blending brush. Okay, if you can see that, you can go on luxiebrush.com and you would be able to find. Okay, these are my Real Techniques brushes. Real Techniques, again, you can find at a Walgreens, TJ Maxx, Walmart. You can find Real Techniques everywhere. These are beautiful brushes. Okay, Ulta, you can find Eco Tools at Ulta as well. All right, I love those brushes. Okay, ooh. So I just kind of wanted to so I got my mirror here, you guys, and we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to really focus on, I got this lash, y'all, that's just doing what it wants to do. That's the thing about individuals, y'all. The lashes will do what they want to do and forget all about what you're talking about. Okay, so we're going to go in with that large shading brush, okay, that large one. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here, more of like just a flesh color shade. I already have on a little bit of concealer and translucent setting powder on my eyelids. All right, you can prime your eyes with concealer. You can also prime, you know, whatever concealer you put under your eye, you can just, you know, take the sponge and go with the leftovers over your eyelid. And then you can, you know, when you're setting your under eye, do the same thing. Just go over that eyelid and just basically set that concealer on your eyelid so it doesn't crease. Because if you have those lines, or you have that color that has collected like in your eyelid lines, then what will happen is your shadow will stick to that. Okay, so like I said, this brush is just good for just patting that color. You're just laying that color down. You're not really doing any blending or anything. You're just patting the color all over your eyelid so that wherever you place shadow, you know, you have something to have a foundation to build on top of. That's it. Okay. And then that color is very individualized or unique to like your skin tone. So whatever skin tone you are, you know, if you're a lighter skin tone like me, you would take a color like that. You may even be lighter than me and you can take like either a white shade or like, you know, maybe like a straight bone shade. If you're a little bit darker than me, you can go into like a shade like this, you know, and then you can just get deeper with your skin tones. Okay. So just whatever your skin tone is, you want to lay like a color down that kind of matches that, and you're just building on top of that. All right. So then we're going to go in with this larger shading brush, and I'm going to just dip into I'm going to dip into this shade right here. Okay. And you just want to tap that excess off. And then like when you're doing your shadows, you kind of want to, you know, tap the excess off, and then you kind of want to touch your eyelid lightly with the brush first, just so you can kind of see if it's like a palette that you haven't used before. You want to touch your eyelid lightly because you want to see how much pigment, you know, how well it shows up. That way you can you'll know how, you know, how much of the color you want to apply, or how hard you want to go in with blending and that sort of thing. So I'm kind of just going into my crease area right here, but I'm also going to like blend up in circular motions, okay, up to that brow bone. All right. You just want to blend up. And as you can see, this shade is very pigmented. So you don't need a whole lot, okay? You kind of like staying in the crease, but then you're going just up a little bit, you know, and you just want to keep on blending until you have kind of like a faded, like your edge is kind of faded, but your color is still in that crease there, okay? But on the edges there, you want to just feather it out. Don't be scared to go up into the brow, okay? Don't be scared, just go up. You just don't want, and you see how it's nice, even. It's not, there's not like any little empty spots or anything like that. That's how you know it's a good shadow as well. If you hear somebody say like the color is patchy, that means it's like skipping around, like it's dark on this side, light on this side. You know, you have like these little holes of color missing. So I'm just going to go and do the same thing on the other eye, tapping off that excess, and then going, just starting like in that crease area, and then kind of just going into circular motions and going up. And so a lot of times you'll have where you'll see people like, you know, I could have like went just like a shade up first and then, you know, built color up on top. Some people, they'll go like, you know, a shade up to a shade up to a shade up, and they're just building all these shadows on top of each other. To me, that's kind of wasteful, but I mean, you can do that just depending on what you like, what kind of look you're trying to get. But, you know, I mean, as far as color, you know what I'm saying, where you don't, I mean, just, it depends on how long you want to take to do your makeup as well. Because if you're constantly building up all these miscellaneous shadows that ain't even going to show in the first place, it's kind of like, just go in with the color. You know what I'm saying? You got one good base shade, and then, you know, you just go in with your transition with the next color that you want to actually show. So as you can see, it's pretty much even. You just want the color to be pretty even, okay? I'm going to go in just a little bit more because I don't have enough over in this area right here. Okay, so, yep. So that's it. We're pretty much blended out. Want to make sure those edges are blended out, okay? All right. And then the next shade I'm going to go with... I'm going to go in with this shade right here. And I'm going to go in with that smaller shading brush. That's going to kind of like get me right into that crease. And you just want to tap. And you want to tap it on there just to see what you're working with, And there you go. Yes. And so, you know, you want to go deeper, okay? So whatever your transition is outside here, you're going to go, the lower you go on your eyelid, the deeper in color you want to go, okay? Because you want to add depth and dimension, you know. So, you know, I'm going deeper into my crease. I'm like focusing right there inside my crease. Just right there in the crease, in the ball, in the eyeball. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Just going to put a little bit more color. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush right here that is very dense, and I'm going to just, there's no product on it, okay? I'm just rubbing on that outer edge right there because as you can see, I want them to be even. Okay? And go around them edges, okay? Same thing over here. I don't want color sticking out on this side, and then on this side there's, you know, even. All right, and as you can see the color, and then if you do lose like some of that color up there, you can always go back in. Don't be scared to go back in and use more eyeshadow, use more product or anything like that. What I kind of do to keep my brushes like kind of not just clean, but you know what I'm saying, kind of like where there's not product from the previous day on them, I have like a pad, like whatever I probably toned my face with, or you can even like put like have like a little cotton ball or makeup wipe or anything, and you just like rub your brushes off on there, not too much because you don't want them to get wet if you're gonna still be using them during this eye look. Okay, so I'm gonna go in just a little bit deeper, okay, just a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Now this shade has a tiny bit of sparkle, so I'm not gonna just go real deep into it, but I am gonna take this brush, okay, and I'm just putting that, just some color on the tip there, tap it off, and then I'm just gonna tap right there on the outer V, just right there, just on the outer edge. I'm not blending it, I'm not going in, I'm not doing none of that, I'm just tapping and just putting it right there on that outer edge. Okay, and that's it. As you can see, I left some of my lid open for the shimmer. You know, you only want the color, put the color where it's going to show. Okay, that's it. Now I am going to go back. I'm going to take my large fluffy brush that I used before. I'm going to go back in with that first transition shade right there, just a tiny bit of color, and I'm just going to go around my edges, just around the edges, just to kind of bring some of that color back that I lost in the blending. Okay. All right. And that's it with that. That's pretty. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with what shimmer, y'all. I really want this gold right here, this one right here. That's pretty because it got like all the colors. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in with this color right here because it has like, and I'm just gonna wipe my finger. Now you guys, look at that. Now, when you're dealing with shimmer metallics, sometimes your finger is your best friend. Even better if you don't have long nails. But you see how you just press that? Like, this makes all the difference, okay? And I'm just pressing that and concentrating that on my lid and pretty much on the center of my lid, because I am going to go in the inner corner with something a little different. And so you just want to just tap and pull just a little bit, not pulling a whole lot. But what you're trying to do is get that product off of your finger and onto different areas of your lid. You can also use like a flat brush, wet it, and then just, you know, dip it in and pat it on there. You can do that as well. But I like to use my finger for glitters. And as you can see, I still got some on there. And we ain't trying to waste no product, so I am going to go over here. There ain't much coming off, so not a whole lot coming off. Okay, so we're just gonna go back in a little bit, just a little two-step swirl. And again, we're just going to tap. And you just gotta be careful because of where you place the color. Of course, with the brush, you are more concise, you know, you're more detailed or whatever, but I'm not too mad if I get a little bit of sparkle. And then you can, of course, use, you know, like your finger on whatever side you're using to make it a little bit easy and comfortable. Okay. Yes, y'all see that shimmer? Ooh, girl. I got that little cotton here, so I'm just wiping my finger off on that. And then I'm going to go in with this lighter gold shade right there. I'm going to go in with my little dome-shaped brush I told y'all about. Just wipe some gold on there. And then I'm going to go in like my inner corner right there. And then kind of just push it, just go back into that shimmer that I already placed on my lid. Okay. And again on this side, in my inner corner, and then just go on back and just blend that in there. And you kind of just pattern it, okay, so that the color comes off of the brush and onto the lid. Okay. And then we're going to go back on the outer corner into that darker shade that we used right there. And just kind of like buff over that edge of that glitter, okay? Because you don't want any sharp lines that of where that glitter stops. And again over here. No harsh lines, no harsh lines. Y'all know, like on Friday when he was like, no locked doors. No harsh lines. And then you're going to wipe that off just a little bit. And with no more product on here, you're just going to blend over the top just a little bit, okay? And just in that inner corner because you don't want any mess. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Now I'm going to take my little shader brush and I'm going to smoke out. So I'm going to start with this darker shade right here. Because you want to kind of match where the shadows on the top are with where you're going to place them on the bottom. So we're kind of going to connect that dark shade and go across the bottom. Okay, and we're going to continue on this side. And we ain't going too far. We just kind of rubbing it on that outer corner, okay? And then we're going to go in with that lighter shade that we use for our transition. And we're just going to just rub that all over. Our lower lash line. And we kind of keeping it right in there into our little eyelashes at the bottom. And that's pretty much it, y'all. That's it. Other than that, you would go right in with the liner. Okay, I got a brown liner by Milani here. It's the liquid like pencil liner. Going in with brown because again, this is like, you know, it kind of sets it off. You know, it is a very neutral look, you know, bronzy, goldish, whatever, orangish, whatever you want to call it. We're just putting that in the waterline. I also like, you know, you guys, if you have like a pop of color in the waterline, even if you have like, you know, you have a very neutral eye look, and then you pop maybe like a teal green or turquoise or just something in the waterline, just to, you know, kind of give it that little oomph. All right, you guys, hold on one second. Where is my liquid liner? I was looking for my brown liquid liner, y'all. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'm just rubbing this. I know we're all about eyeshadow, but my eyebrows looking kind of dusty right now, so I'm just gonna rub a little eyebrow gel. I've been kind of liking doing my brows last, you guys. I don't know. I've been doing more of a natural brow lately, not so much of a structured, you know, defined brow. But y'all, where is my liquid liner? I was looking for, I don't see no liner. What's this? This is black. I might have to go in with my black one, y'all. Well, this was pretty much just about the eyeshadow anyway, so maybe we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. If you guys have any questions, this is the finished look. Okay, just a quick, you know, I mean, I pretty much used 3 shades, you know, transition, crease, and that is outside of the shimmer. Okay, so if you have any questions, if this was too much, we can do a little two-step. Okay, so just let me know. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I will definitely be on live later. Okay, I'm gonna go get my son from school, and I will definitely see y'all in just a little bit. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.